Cashless Society here again today with another video on the inevitable world of digital assets. Alright, so just doing a quick update on my trades. First off, what we're looking at. Man, this chain link just keeps blowing up, doesn't it? So yeah, glad to have been positioned there. Kind of revisiting this though. I wouldn't be surprised if it kept running. I mean, obviously there's no really way to tell how high this could go, so I mean, don't underestimate it is what I'm really saying. I mean, it could run all the way up to 50, 55, somewhere in there. Wouldn't be surprised at all before you saw any more sideways consolidation like this. But yeah, I think this is going to keep going. So next up, I ended up closing out the ocean trade that I entered. Just kind of looking back at that really quick. So I set aside 16 Ethereum, grabbed close to 40,000 ocean. I noticed I was up, a pretty decent amount, made about $1,000 at the time. So I just decided to close it out, send all the Ethereum back, 16 of them, and I profited 8,000 ocean. So closed that one out, got the Ethereum back in the wallet. Kind of upside down right now in this RIN trade. Just falling a little bit behind on what the valuation of 16 ETH would be, but I'm just going to sit tight with it and let it ride, because I think eventually it's going to make up ground. As you can see here, I mean, it did make a new high. I think this is just going to take time where it actually starts taking off. Probably give it at least to the end of August, I think, before I think by the end of August it could be approaching, somewhere up here 70, 80 cents, something like that. But yeah, on that ocean, from where I bought and sold, it was a quick 30% profit, and Ethereum didn't really move at all. So that kind of worked out, and I just got out of there. So that's pretty much the update on my trades. I don't have anything open right now besides RIN. Everything else I'm kind of just stating in my buy and holds. So the rest of this video is going to be a short one today, really. I just kind of wanted to take a look at this in a little more detail. This came out just a couple days ago. Apologies, missed a couple days with the video. I was on vacation and everything. So just kind of catching up with news. In reference to Ripple and XRP, everything like that. I saw that JUDY Shelton is basically, this article is basically about how she's going to be voted on to be nominated to joining the Senate Banking Committee. The Senate Banking Committee is voting for JUDY Shelton to join the Federal Reserve Board, and the nomination is going to take place on July 21st. What's interesting about this is, if you are heavily involved in the Ripple community, XRP, you already understand the significance of JUDY Shelton. But basically, if you don't, she has said from time and time again that she wants to move the system back towards a gold standard type of structure. And she has mentioned, which I'm going to show you in some videos, that she wants it to be potentially a cryptocurrency type of way. And when you kind of dissect the language that she uses, it sounds to me almost like she's saying a gold standard but not a gold standard. Meaning the same structure that was in place, the gold standard was there to hold countries liable for their actions and basically have some stability around the world, so you can't just continuously print fiat that has no real backing or anything. So what I personally could see happening is, a lot of XRP Ripple community are speculating that XRP would be backed by gold or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if you just see it as the XRP being the backing asset, because it is just it has a capped supply for one, but it's traceable. And as I've mentioned from time and time again, the reason we came off of the gold standard as a globe basically was because of lack of trust. All the different countries that were on the gold standard were starting to say, hey, I don't trust you saying that you have this much gold in reserves. I don't believe you, this and that. So everyone just decided to pull out from the system. It's basically what happened. But with XRP or, any crypto in general, you have that public ledger. So everyone can actively demonstrate ownership of an account showing how much XRP they actually do have possession of. So another thing that stuck out to me about this article was that this nomination is going to take place on July 21st. Now, if you remember, about a week ago, I posted a video talking about, amendments being changed for remittance transfers in the Electronic Fund Transfer Act. That's basically what this entire article covers on the Federal Register. But this is also the final rule is going into effect on July 21st, the same day that she's going to be potentially nominated to join the Federal Reserve Board. So, is that a coincidence? Maybe not. I don't think so, especially when it comes to things as important as this. But also, if you didn't watch my video, this article goes on to mention, let's just take a look really quick. It goes on to mention Ripple and XRP as being one of the main reasons that they're making adjustments to this law, basically. Because, they're saying there's a lot of innovations coming along in fintech and everything, so there needs to be changes to the rule put in place. And now let's take a look at what Judy Shelton has to say just about her idea of what the new gold standard would look like, or, cryptocurrency in the future.
Would returning to a gold standard help the U.S. economy? Can you talk a little about your thoughts on that?
Well, I would say I don't see it so much as returning, but more of a back to the future.
Okay.
I think that what a gold standard stands for is monetary discipline for its own sake. That is, if money is supposed to be a unit of account and a reliable measure and a dependable store of value, it really shouldn't be subject to who's the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And I think that money needs to be stable and provide the foundation for productive economic growth. And when money is just a variable that financial markets toss around, or it's part of a derivatives formula, or it's part of someone speculating on currencies, it's not serving the private sector in the sense of providing that reliable unit of account so you can make plans. And under a gold standard, you did have that stability, and I think that's what's missing. And so I like the idea of a gold standard. I mean, it could be used in a very cryptocurrency way. The point is, do you have a unified money system so that when you talk about the international marketplace, everyone is playing on a level monetary playing field? And it's very...
Alright, so that video got cut off, had to start over. But basically where we left off with Judy Shelton was her indicating that we needed to have a level playing field. So I wanted to show you a clip as well of, other global leaders and also the CEO of Ripple talking about the need for a level playing field next. But yeah, just kind of breaking down first what she said. She indicated that we needed to go back to a gold standard type of way. Not exactly that we will be moving back to the gold standard where we will have money backed by gold. Rather, the idea that you will have something at the center that has that, that unit of account that everything else is built on top of. And I think that that's the future we're going to, where you're going to have, potentially XRP at the center, and then every country will still continue to have their own fiat currency. That way, nobody is sacrificing control of their own country and, conceding defeat basically to whoever controls the majority of whatever cryptocurrency we move to. No, we stay on a level playing field per se, where everyone keeps their fiat, and we return to having that center unit of account measurement. But yeah, let's take a look at what the president and other people had to say about a level playing field.
Whereas the currency devaluations. I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field.
And the liquidity in digital assets could be applied to actually make that much more democratized and a level playing field.
Do the new regulations favor traditional banks, maybe in the same way?
No, this is intended to be a level playing field, whether you're MoneyGram or you're a bank or you're an online or you're PayPal. This is intended to be a level playing field.
But the Secretary is right that at the core, the fundamental financial regulations around KYC or Know Your Customer or AML, anti-money laundering, there has to be a level playing field both for new entrants as well as legacy entrants. And I think that's really, that I think is a fair playing field for everyone to play within.
Level playing field.
A level playing field.
A level playing field.
Okay, we get it, right? We're moving towards a level playing field. But once again, it's always Ripple. It's always XRP at the center of all of this in the discussions. They all use the same verbiage. And now you got JUDY SHELTON that's about to be nominated to the Federal Reserve Board. And she's talking about returning to a level playing field gold standard cryptocurrency type of way. I don't know how much more obvious this can get. As I keep saying in all of my Ripple and XRP videos, you know, I honestly get tired of making them sometimes just because it's like we're reiterating the same thing over and over, but that's just because it's so obvious. I really don't understand how everyone else isn't so interested in this. I don't know, because you don't mine XRP or this and that. I mean, what you really need to pay attention to is what are all the world powers doing? What are all the banks doing? The governments doing? Because they're going to be the ones ultimately that decide what happens. We're not going to go to some Bitcoin cryptopia world where the government's gone and there's no banks or anything like that, and everyone's just exchanging money, you know, peer to peer. That's not coming. That's not going to happen. The entire world of finance is built around having fiat systems in place already. You know, I use insurance companies as an example for that as well. You know, if you don't know how insurance companies work, they're just pools of money all indicating, you know, how much money could be owed to somebody in forms of fiat. The 401k system, you know, everything as we know it in finance would just collapse essentially if we moved away from that system. So what they're going to try to do is just improve it. And I think Ripple and XRP are the closest thing to that to this point. But I will say that second to XRP and Ripple, I think Ethereum is still, you know, the biggest competitor. I mean, Ethereum's a big deal out there. You know, I saw this article pop up. You know, last but not least, you know, it's just indicating that all the tokens launched on Ethereum, basically every crypto that you're buying out there, besides, you know, a couple, you know, 10, 20, they all run on top of Ethereum. They all use Ethereum's coding language, everything like that. You know, and this article came up indicating that Ethereum's tokens are now more valuable than the Ethereum market cap itself, basically. But I think that this is only temporary. You know, when you add up all the market caps of every token and everything, it's now worth more than Ethereum. But to me, that just indicates that, you know, in the short term, Ethereum is undervalued. So I think Ethereum and XRP are going to be good plays going forward. But yeah, just wanted to kind of throw that in there. You know, it sometimes gets repetitive, reiterating how much, you know, how far Ripple is in with the system. You know, that all the ties they have to the government and everything. But you know, Ethereum's in there as well, so I wanted to throw this in there. But yep, as always, thanks for watching. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You know, it's just my passion to help others find out everything that's going on in the space and, you know, help people keep up and understand so that, you know, they don't miss out, basically. Because the world is clearly about to change, and we're heading into this decentralized finance direction. So, yep, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Appreciate it.